Yeah, kick us off.
My name's Jessica. I'm an art manager for a collection at a wine farm.
I'm Ken, and I'm an industrial designer, primarily involved in the automotive field.
We've got 2 kids, James who's 6 and Audrey who's 5, and we've been married for 9 years.
9 years, yeah.
And
April.
we're part of the St. James Furniture, I think.
You probably don't have to look very far to sort of realise how broken the world is. Yeah, I mean, we were chatting about it earlier, but I mean, even it's the anniversary of the George Floyd murder, Israel-Palestine at the moment, COVID around us. An experience of that brokenness for me was probably from an early age. Both my folks divorced. When I was about 5, there was substance abuse, there was physical abuse between the 2 of them. So I think I was aware of that probably from quite a young age. I think marriage was a priority, obviously as Christians as well, and family. But that too hasn't been easy. So I mean, falling pregnant was difficult. I mean, I know you alluded to that as well, and I think at the time it probably the experience felt quite lonely. I think there's a lot of questions that arise from that, in terms of your expectation of, in terms of timelines, and you sort of realize God has his own timeline. Falling pregnant took a while for us, and then even when we did, we had a miscarriage, which was, personally that was hard, and there's so much expectation and a sense of answered prayer, and something that's denied. So this world isn't perfect, but also I think through that we also realized that we weren't alone. I think we also then discovered, chatting to people, that there's a lot of other couples that have been through similar experiences, and particularly within the Christian community. We were certainly encouraged by and found a lot of support there.
Yeah, I think another recurrent motif in our marriage has been financial pressures. So we've always struggled to find consistent work and pay the bills, and sometimes you feel like a stuck record when you go to friends and meet with friends, ask for prayer for the same thing for the 100th time, the 1000th time, and sometimes you meet with unhelpful advice, but for the most part, our community has been really helpful in just turning us back to God's truths, back to the gospel, and we have found so much encouragement there. So I think overall, the world is beautiful, but it is messy and it is complicated, and the older we get, the messier and more complicated it seems, and the more broken it seems. It's perseverance that is a mark of the Christian life, and I think that is what God is calling us to do, be persevering, or to persevere. Be persevering.